Good morning, my friends. Lisa here at Family Foods. Welcome to day 9 of $2 a day for my whole family. We're each eating for $2, so $10 a day. And going on for 100 days, so you guys can just see the lifestyle, see how it works. Anyways, it's the morning time, and I just thought, in each video, each vlog, it's just gonna be kind of clips here and there of what we're eating and little tips as I come across them, and yeah, just gonna share as much as I can with y'all. Anyways, making breakfast for the girls. The noise in the background is the air fryer. I love that gadget. It's really nice in the summertime because I don't have to heat up my oven. So I got 2 that want waffles and 1 that wants French toast. So those frozen waffles that I have picked up, those are in the air fryer right now, and there's my air fryer. They might be done. Let's see. They are perfectly crisp, and I'm gonna make the French toast in there too. So these waffles are done. I'm gonna smear a little bit of some honey. I'm getting low on my honey, so that's gonna be on the list of things to get. And also, this morning I used the last of the coffee, so can't be out of the coffee. So I got Jen going to Costco later, and we'll have to pick up some coffee. Alright, so I got 2 that want waffles with honey, and then I'm making French toast for Mackenzie here. I just got 1 egg, a little bit of homemade oat milk, some sugar, and some cinnamon. Just a basic French toast batter. And I'll see how many I get. She's probably only eat 2 pieces, but I'm thinking I'll probably make 3 or 4, whatever to use up the mixture here. And I'm gonna air fry it, so I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. But that's gonna be the girls' breakfast, and I'm not sure what I want. I just thought of a little tip to share. Well, first of all, this honey, it was nice and thick and kind of hard to get out, because this was real honey from Jen, one of the ladies she works with, has her own bees, and gave us some honey. I just added some water so that I could drizzle it onto their waffles. Kind of stretch that out. But I thought of a little tip for the coffee, because we're buying some, and every time we get coffee, we always grind it on like one of the finest grinds. Like I think the finest one is Turkish. Whatever the finest one is, we do like either that or like one above it, like espresso or something. And basically, the finer that the Avery, I got the girls behind it. Basically, the finer that you grind it, then it will have more exposure to the water when you're brewing it, and it will result in a richer coffee, and you don't need to use as much. So if you use, let's say, 3 scoops to make your coffee, you probably only need to use 2. So you end up using less coffee. So that's my little coffee tip, because it'll be stronger, so you don't need as much. So save some money on some coffee. Alright, back to the French toast when that's ready. Here's the French toast out of the air fryer. I'd say it looks pretty good. Cooked up real nice. I just spray each side, the top and bottom, with a little bit of cooking spray, so it doesn't stick and gets a little crispy. And I'll drizzle that with a little bit of honey, and Mackenzie will have some. Mackenzie's gonna do a little taste test of the, we drizzle a little bit of honey on air fried French toast. I don't think I've ever made French toast in the air fryer, so I keep on forgetting to pull it out. You gotta take a bite, bub. Is that good? Awesome. Alright, well, you go enjoy your breakfast. I'm gonna make something for me in a second. I'm just making myself a little scramble here, a little veggie scramble. I got onions, zucchini, and mushrooms that I sauteed up, and I got some cauliflower rice in there. And sometimes I'll put like a cracked egg in there, and ooh, that's really good, kind of like an egg fried cauliflower rice. But I'm gonna leave the egg out, and I'm gonna cook this up, and then I'm gonna top it with a little bit of fresh avocado and a little bit of tomato and some sriracha. So that's what I want to have for breakfast. All right, lunchtime. So here's the girls' plates. Just watched my last video. You probably knew what was coming. I got some leftover fries, a little bit of leftover pasta from yesterday, and then I've got some cut up apple, cucumber, and some orange bell pepper. So the girls are all going to have that and have some ketchup for the fries. And they're going to eat that. before we go to the pool. And then I made myself a nice little salad with some romaine, some apples, some raisins, broccoli, cauliflower, a little bit of chopped peanuts that I had in the cabinet, and celery. And then I'll probably make like a honey mustard or a maybe like an Asian peanut dressing. I haven't decided what I'm in the mood for. But yep, that is lunch before we go to the pool. And usually for the pool I'll pack snacks like some crackers and some fruit. That's Rylan, or that's Mackenzie. Alright, well, we'll catch you some little snack for the girls are hungry. So, just show you, these are the bananas I bought, like, I don't know, not this grocery haul, but the last one. When they got real ripe, I just put them in the refrigerator, and it looks brown, but it's not, it's still very firm. I freeze them at a lot of time at this stage, but I've already got some in the freezer, so I'm just having them in the refrigerator. But I got some banana in there, some peanut butter. I put some homemade oat milk. I put a little bit of kale in there. Great way to get greens in your kids because you do not taste it. My girls know it's in there, and they don't taste it. And then I put in some vanilla protein powder. Now, this does not really even cost that much. I wait until it goes on sale at Costco. It ends up being about $1 a serving, but a serving is 2 scoops. When we make it, we use a half a scoop. So that's only 25 cents. So each time I use some, and I use it just really for flavoring, not so much for the protein, but it is good for the kids to get a little extra protein in. But yeah, so it cost me about 25 cents, and so it's not really adding that much to the cost of the ice cream. Anyways, I'm going to whiz this up, and it turns into like a little milkshake for them. Little frugal tip is if your kids don't finish their smoothie, turn them into popsicles for them. So Avery and Ryla are having like chocolate ones made from bananas, and Mackenzie has some made from juice that was left over from a party. And I just stick them in these little molds, and there you go. Then they'll have them later. So if they don't finish it, just try putting in a popsicle mold, and it makes it feel like they're having something completely different, and that way you don't waste any. And it is dinner time. So I made a Brunswick stew, and basically I did a half a pound of that beef brisket, just kind of diced it up, and one of the chicken pieces that I had, I took the skin off. And I cooked it with some onions and tomatoes and barbecue sauce and corn and lima beans, and yeah, just cooked in the pressure cooker, and it kind of makes this kind of stew. And then we're putting that on top of, well, Jen and I are going to put on top of some homemade mashed potatoes. So, and then when I made this stew, I made a little extra liquid, but just like I said in that last video, you make a sauce and it's good, you don't need to throw it away. So I took out a little bit of this broth, and essentially this is kind of almost like a sweet and sour sauce. So I think I'm going to do like a stuffed cabbage rolls, and I'll freeze this sauce, and then I'll use this sauce for it. So I've got like something I don't even have to think about for another meal. Anyways, here's the girls are going to eat first, and then I'll show you Jen and I. So Mackenzie and Avery are going to have some of the Brunswick stew with the mashed potatoes, and they got carrots and tomato. Mackenzie has celery instead of carrots. And then Rylan, she's not a huge meat eater, so she's having some buttered corn and some mashed potatoes and some veggies. So that's the girls, and I'll call them down in a minute to come eat. It's cooling. And here is Jen and I's plate. We got ours over the mashed potato. And basically all that stew, even with the meat, guys, cost like $2.50 because I got that brisket. Ended up costing me about $1.50 a pound, and the chicken, each one, cost me about 75 cents. So I used a half a pound of meat and one of those chickens, so that's $1.50 in meat, and the rest is just corn, beans, and some tomato and barbecue sauce, little onion. And I give this recipe maybe $2.50, maybe $3 for 4 servings. Yeah, so really, really cost effective if you buy things on sale. Anyways, Jen picked up some coffee too, and we got a nice organic one. It was a little more expensive, at about $13 for 2 pounds, opposed to the Kirkland brand at 3 pounds for, I think it was $9. But yeah, coffee beans and tea leaves are really sprayed heavily in pesticides. So it's a good idea to get that organic if you're drinking it every day. So I went ahead and $13 I gave Jen, and I've got exactly $180 left, and maybe a little bit of change. But 180 is where I stand, and I got to get through pretty much 30 days will be to the 13th of August. So I think I'm doing pretty good here. Most of the stuff is stuff that will last me a little bit longer. And so that is going to wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, always eat happy food. Remember, always make food with love. Doesn't matter what you make it with love. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 10. Ciao.